Alrighty, y'all. We are live for the Detroit Red Wings at the Vegas Golden Knights. Detroit coming into Vegas 9-4-0 with the Knights sitting at 6-2-3. One thing that's going to make a big difference in this game is the same thing that made a big difference in the game against Florida. We've had a few days off. Our last game, I actually have to double check to remember, was Friday against Colorado, where we lost 2-4. That was after a 2-day break from our 4-day road trip, 3-game road trip. So let's see, this is now 3 weeks. We have played 5 games. 2.5, 3 weeks, we've played 5 games. And if you want to know what effect that has, at least on the Golden Knights, all you have to do is look at the road trip we were just on. 5-day break, play in Florida, get whooped. Play in Tampa the next day, go to overtime. 2 days later, we're in Carolina, and we put a hurting on the Hurricanes. So again, coming off a couple-day break. Meanwhile, the Red Wings, let's see, Sunday in a shootout over the Sharks 3-2, lost to the Ducks 5-2 Friday before. That was the second half of a back-to-backer. On Thursday, they won in a shootout against the Kings. They played the Tuesday before, winning 5-2 against the Blues. The Saturday before, winning 6-4 against the Blues. And the Thursday before that, actually losing 7-2 to the Islanders. Now, the Islanders have actually surprised me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Every now and then you see them coming around with a pretty big victory that has definitely shocked me. Okay, hang on. We're having struggles here. This should do it. Perfect. Get the game loaded up here. Should be, on average, we're roughly 30 seconds behind live time. So hopefully we get a stream that's going to be a little bit close. Let's see. What do we expect? I'm not sure who's in net tonight. Let's see if we can actually figure that one out. Check on Sinbin real quick. He usually is he's the source I rely on almost exclusively for lineup. So one thing, Hannafin is back. Now, of course, what do? They take out Hutton instead of Korzak. I do not know what they see in Korzak. I don't know why management every now and then just decides they have to force the weaker of 2 players. But here we are. So I would much rather have Hutton in, is what it is. But it's looking like we have Schmid in goal. Totally cool with that. Now, Detroit likes to score. Between Schmid and Lindbaum, I think Schmid is more likely to give up more of the goals. However, Lindbaum, gave up 2, 1 in overtime, and then gave up 3, and then Schmid has been Schmid. He's been out of control. Definitely feel more comfortable with either Schmid or Lindbaum in than Hill. Again, said it before, say it again. Like Hill, I appreciate what he's done for the club, but man, we're at the point where he's too much of an injury liability, hence he's injured right now. We got 2 really good goalies where Hill has been slipping since we won the cup. And we should have kept LT instead of keeping Hill. And then you got Carter Hart coming in, and he better play like a crazy son of a bitch. Like, he better be a brick wall, because if it comes down to Schmid, Lindbaum, or potentially Hart, I'm already sold on Schmid and Lindbaum, especially Lindbaum. That dude has been incredible. He's calm, very confident. If you watch, I've said this for the last couple of years, when watching a goalie, if you want to judge his confidence, a lot of what I'm looking at is the chaos where the puck's moving around. If the goalie's chasing his head, so head turns, body follows, That strikes me as a little bit of a lack in confidence, just being a little unsure. And when you see the guys like when Vasilevsky's at the top of his game, Bobrovsky, Schmidt and Lindbaum, Hellenbuck, um, Wolf, like all these goalies, when they're flowing and they're just crushing it, they're facing 30 shots, having given up a goal. You see it, they turn like they're Batman. Like the shoulders decide where the head goes, not the other way around. And Lindbaum and Schmidt are just both playing real tight. Um, I said the only criticism I've had of Lindbaum so far is his first push off the post. He went diagonal instead of across the line. So he found himself out in no man's land. Nothing happened, so no harm, no foul. But otherwise, it's like I said, he's just been incredible between the posts. Schmid, since he left New Jersey, he's just been on an itch to get another shot, and you can tell. Like he's 100% bought in with this team. Now the biggest thing is our team needs to help him. Where his stats take a bump because our defense just does nothing in front of him. We don't clear out the net. We can't get pucks cleared. Everybody's puck watching and just, all five guys end up on one half of the ice. It's breakaways coming from the blue line on stupid passes or stupid shots. So hopefully tonight our boys can step up because again, Detroit's a scoring group. All right, John Gibson. I haven't seen him for a while. It's 4-3-0, 3-3-2 against with an 8.75. And Schmid 5-1-0, 2.73 with an 8.92. So goal against in Vegas favor, percentage in Vegas favor when it comes to the netminder. And we have puck drop. Detroit working into the Vegas zone. Shot goes wide of Schmidt up to the low point. Fed back down low by the Red Wings up to the high wall. Hearn tried to pass it down low. Didn't make it very far. Eichel gets it up to the blue line. It comes back across. Who was that? Barbashev. Under a little bit of pressure, bumped the puck back across the blue line. That was played by Detroit. It's 6-6-1 all time against the Red Wings, 3-2-1 at home. And we've only outscored them 23-20. This is going to be one of those. They're either going to make it all up at once or we're going to figure out how to get the puck in the net. Hanifin already showing up. Dorofeyev trying to get a stick on it up the low boards. And Hurdle has it coming out to the red line. Passed up ahead into the Detroit zone. Hanifin throws it down to the bottom. And Dorofeyev on the low wall trying to work his way to the point. Gets just ganged on. Detroit heads the other way. White Cloud down low against Casper. Puts up a good fight, gets the puck back out the other way before Detroit takes it in neutral and dumps it back in. Marner from behind his own net. Cruises, tosses it to the high wall. Sod trying to break in. And the Red Wings get it right back out. Lazan going heads up against Comfer. Comfer gets the shot off. Puck ends up on the backboards. Lazan gets it up and out. Sod freezes it. Back into the Vegas zone to Korzak, who gets it up ahead. Carlson to Sod. Into the zone, chasing it to the backboards. Good defense. It's good defense by Detroit. They're meeting them at the blue line, forcing the dump in, and then the guys are just getting to the wall faster. They're taking the right angles. So we've got to try and walk the puck in. Here we go. Kolasar gets it to the low wall under pressure. Puck bouncing around. Kolasar in the low corner. Turns up, trying to head back towards the blue line. Puck jumps over Sisson's stick, and Detroit heads right back out. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Hang on. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I'd rather find out. Sorry, give me one sec here. They just blew the whistle. I just forgot I got to make sure all the settings are up and running and all the background stuff. There we go. I don't know if that's going to make the mic sound better, but hopefully it does. Two and a quarter gone in the first. Face off to the right of Schmid. What is that? Eichel and Larkin? 71. Yeah. Puck comes down to McNabb behind Schmid, trying to go up the high wall. Vegas gets it clear. Detroit has it in neutral. Larkin feeds it up ahead. Dumped in. Try and get some of the Red Wings names, but I haven't watched enough of them. Enough games. Puck all the way around the backboards. Tries to settle by Theodore. He makes a dumbass pass up the high boards, picked off by Detroit. Thrown down low. Puck goes off the back glass. Shot across the crease. Back to the high point. Nobody home. Detroit takes it back towards their own blue line. And they'll get a change, and so will Vegas. Quick pass up ahead, the low boards. Dumped in. First back is White Cloud to the high wall. Turned over. Another soft pass. A flying puck gets swatted at Schmid, and he stops it. Dorofeyev skates away, and White Cloud's going to play it as we buffer. White Cloud throws it up into neutral. Hurdle off his own glove. He's being held up. Is that Sandin Pellica doing good work, but Hannafin has it from the point. Going for the tip was Marner. It hits Gibson, and Detroit sends it all the way back for an icing. Face off, coming back to the Red Wing zone. What a dumbass pass up the wall that was from Theodore, though. He had nothing but time, no pressure, and he just does a lazy pass up the boards. White Cloud did a similar lazy pass going from the high boards to the middle, and it just, man, we can't really put snap on our passes because nobody can catch a freaking pass. That's where all the bobbling comes in. Puck in the high corner, Dorofeyev fighting for it. That Comfer, nope, the Brinket. Oop, puck actually ended up on Gibson. Marner trips trying to go after it. And the puck comes all the way down. It's going to be not an icing. Somebody touched it. Hannafin out of his own zone. Low boards across the middle. Sod gets it to the high wall. All the way across at the net was Riley Smith. Puck ends up out in neutral. And there goes Riley back in with Sod and Carly. Riley trying to throw it to Sod. It goes off his skate. Gets down to Gibson and ends up on the backboards. Gibson was lost, but he knew enough to keep his pads on the ice, and that's what saved a goal right there. Detroit back the other way. Comfer cycling down low to the corner. Pass up the wall. All the way down and around. Sider kicks it back down towards Comfer. Comfer up to the point. Shot. Hits a body mid-slot. Riley Smith's going to get it clear. Vegas going for a change. Detroit getting a couple of fresh bodies as well. Back into the Detroit zone. Cedar throws it all the way up. And Detroit's in. Getting down to the low boards. Who gets it out? 23. That's Reinhart. See, Reinhart still throws me off. Reinhart and somebody else up. 2-on-1. Big shot. Is that Siderblom? Soderblom. I almost had it. Soderblom just dropped a bomb from top of the low circle. Okay, he didn't get as much of a windup as I thought he did, but he had a great shot. A snappy little slap shot, gloved up by Schmid. We got 5 1/4 gone in the first. Face off to the left of Schmid. Eichel against Larkin again. Larkin wins this one, but it goes out of the zone. Taken all the way back. Is that Sherrod and Sandin Pellica? Tossed all the way in. And it was that McNabb getting there first. Howden throws it back towards McNabb. He gets it all the way up ahead to Eichel. Tries to leave it back for Barbashev. Good play by Detroit for a moment, but now towards the net, Eichel gets stopped as he's trying to connect with Barbashev. And we've got a delayed offsides. Larkin back for Detroit, working his way out of the zone. 6 minutes gone in the first. Shots are 3-2 Vegas. Marner gets it up to Hurdle across the red line. Trying to get it to Dorofeyev. He does, and the hard angle shot is stopped by Gibson. Hannafin throwing it towards the net. Again, wide up to the high boards. Dorofeyev throws it back towards the net. Marner chases it into the high corner. Detroit able to get it up the low boards. Hannafin's there. He gets it to Dorofeyev. And after a little fight, Hurdle just got tripped. I guess that's not. No penalty called. Marner working back the other way, passes it up ahead, just a little off pace as Dorofeyev slowed as he came to the blue line. Sider back in the other way, 4-on-1. Puck makes its way to Schmidt. He kicks it to the high corner behind the net. Carlson fighting for it. The cop just honestly busted Carly's ass a little bit right there. Puck comes up to the point. Detroit from the low dot shoots. Blocked by Lazan. Good job shutting down that lane. Puck comes out to neutral. Everybody's falling down over everybody. Korzak sends it to Saad in with Carlson and Riley Smith. Push to the low corner. That's just a good job. Who was that? Edvinson. Puck back to neutral. Getting chased in. It's going to make its way all the way back to Schmidt as most of Detroit was going for a change. Theodore feeds it up the high wall. Sissons dumps it in from the red line. Reinhart there first, circling behind the net, feeds it to the low dot, and good sticks by Detroit to stop any attempt at a shot there. Puck back into the Vegas zone. Theodore chasing it down behind his own net. Feeds it up to Kolasar, gets it to Reinhart, who takes a bump as he gets in the zone. Sissons feeding it around the boards to Kolasar. Back behind the net, and Sherrod's going to come away with it. But Hannafin has it back in neutral across the blue line, fed to Kolasar. Circling at the top, all the way across the blue line. Howden. Danson goes back to Kolasar at the point, all the way across. White Cloud gets it on net, and Gibson gets it covered as Eichel's stick exploded. I wonder how that happened. I am rather impressed with Vegas's performance right now. They actually they decided to come out and start this game at 7:00. Anybody who watches them know they usually don't like to show up till about quarter after. So far, so good. No penalties. Let's see. Commercial break at 11.5 to go in the first. Shots are 5-3 Vegas. That's a huge plus. 60% of face-off, 3 out of 5 going to Vegas. 2 hits to their 1, 4 block shots to their 1. They have 4 giveaways. We have 2 and no takeaways for either side. So, not a lot of great opportunity coming from either way. The best chances that either side has had have come from on top of the circles. So both teams are getting in the zone. Vegas is having a rough time because there's playing dump and chase. When they've skated the puck across, they get a couple minutes, and it's not developing into It's developing into potential chances, but good sticks from Detroit are breaking up passing lanes. And Gibson stopped the couple that have made it to him. Again, clear line of sight, nobody in front of the net, nobody to tip. Couple of opportunities we've had from out high to get tips. It just hasn't worked out. So nothing too challenging for Vegas the other way. Again, most of the shots coming from out high. We got to really got to keep Detroit out of the slot and just force everything to come from the top of the circles or from a hard angle baseline. Like, try not to give up anything down low between the dots. Hannafin has played 79 games a season over the last 9 seasons. This is only his second game, coming in game 12. Did I get that right? Hang on. I feel like I didn't get that right. Hang on. I'm actually going to look at that real quick because I don't know. And then we'll get right back to it. Yep. Okay, I did. Mobby. All right. McNabb playing up the high boards. Houghton couldn't settle it down. Puck coming down to the Vegas blue line. Detroit heading in. Hard angle shot. Just exactly what we need to keep forcing. Schmid makes an easy stop. Get his shoulder inside that post and just glue yourself. Barbashev coming in. He's got Dorofeyev behind him. He's going to try and get it down low. He gets it to Hannafin. Takes it from the low point. Gets it to Dorofeyev. I wish Hurdle would have been in the front of the net. Then Dorofeyev would have had somewhere to go with it rather than Hurdle standing on his dick. Puck coming down on the low boards. Detroit gets it in. To brink it all the way down. Hannafin puts on good pressure, strips the puck. Hurdle across the red line. Up to Reinhardt. Or is that Marner? That's Marner. Hannafin down low with the hard angle shot. And it gets it on Gibson, and Gibson covers up. We are past the halfway mark of the first period. So far, okay, we just had a commercial break, so nothing new has really changed yet. Just seeing if anything. Nope. The news is what it is, dude. Congrats to New York. I can't, it's going to take 6 months before everybody's gone. And then I don't know what the hell's up with Virginia. That's on you guys. Fucking insane. I got to check Maine, too. I got to see how Plattner did. News going on as well. A boatload of money on VGK money line for tonight. Shoot. I mean, are we talking like flat bottom bass boat, or are we talking like what's his name? Fucking Jeff Bezos' yacht. It definitely sounds like a lot. Damn, my dude. Hey, Golden Knights actually don't look like complete trash at the start of the game, so that's a good sign already. Let's go. I could take a little. I'm good with a little extra. A little extra incentive for the boys to get their shit together. Hang on. Oh, come. Hang on. I got to do this thing real quick. We're getting ready to start back up, but let me do that. I didn't realize I was signed out of a thing I got to sign into real quick. That was stupid. You got anybody? I was saying, you taking any little side hustle? Anybody to score? Anything like that? Come on. My neighbor has ESPN Plus included with his Disney Plus group, so that's good. Hey, there you go. As long as you don't want to watch football, man, you're in luck. Heads up, though, if it's part of that premium package, they just released something today saying it's going from $80 a year to $160 a year. Like, let's see what happened. Oh, yeah, Trip. I'll say Whitey ain't fighting it, so that means he knew exactly what he did as soon as he did it. First power play going to the Red Wings. But yeah, I will say, man, I used to, or there may have been a time that I was more conscious, self conscious about not paying for that stuff, but I don't anymore. Especially everything going on right now. Like, dude, I couldn't imagine having 5 different subscriptions and still not being able to watch the football game. Holy hell, man. That's like, we had something similar. We're getting rid of cable and going a different route because uh with the Golden Knights game. It happened a couple years ago with the Golden Knights game. But we made sure that we would get all the VGK, all the hockey games. They said absolutely. And then like 3 months later, the deal broke where they weren't showing any more hockey games on that channel that they guaranteed we got. And so all the Vegas Golden Knights game were blacked out. Like I had a guy in Boston watching the game on TV while I'm less than 20 miles away from the stadium. The most ridiculous thing ever. And so, yeah, I have zero conscience about ESPN and Disney and all that. Just the whole company just absolutely losing tons of money. Ooh, turnover. Riley Smith was inching backwards. He just couldn't quite get cleared. Did we get a slash? Did we get a penalty? 54 seconds into the Detroit extra man. We got a slash on Detroit. I was wondering what happened. Yeah, that's absolutely a slash. See, okay, I thought Riley Smith had a little bit more of a jump on him. So when he lost the race to the puck, I was actually slightly confused. But that makes way more sense. Oh, geez. Dude, this feed is way behind. This sucks. All right, I'm going to have to see if I can find a little more reasonably close feed. Charlie circling up the high wall into the corner, gets pressed down twice. Gets the puck out, though, all the way across. Hannafin throws it towards the net. A tip off of, is that Howden or Sod? Oh, Sod. And then Carly gets tripped, no call. Guess we can't call 2 in a row for Vegas. That would be bad news. 30 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Detroit has to reset back into their own zone. Meet them high. Nope, let him into the dot, but okay. Shut down the lane, so that's fine. Theodore with Dorofeyev. Theodore shoots. Loose puck right up front. And Dorofeyev can't find it as Gibson's fluttering around in the crease. All right, we're on to 5-on-4. Puck down around the low boards. Eichel hit off the puck, and Detroit's going to get it clear. Let's see if we can find a little better feed. You know what? I want to watch the rest of the power play. Theodore coming out of his zone, 15 seconds on the extra man. Marner across, and Eichel couldn't connect. Puck all the way back. And Riley Smith's going to reset as we go back to full strength. All right. We may not be as far back now that we got a refresh. Hannafin across the red line into the Detroit zone, but turned over. Red Wings come right back out the other way. Off a glove, and Schmid's going to cover it. We'll have a face-off in the Vegas zone with 6:22 to go in the first. All right, so they just started it. So 2, that's 20 seconds at least. No, this thing is way behind. Should update in a second and tell me just how far back I am. 5:37. Holy shit, I'm almost a minute behind. All right, there's no score, so let's do the work to see if we can find a little bit of a more reasonable stream. This is usually where All Reliable is, but all right, that's better. So 2, that's way worse. Okay, so all right, I think this is a little bit better. All right, that's the whistle. Sorry, I never really pay attention to how far the game is until it's too late to realize that if you're watching, I'm not even fucking close. Hopefully this feed's a little bit better. As we go to another commercial break, we are sitting at 5.5 to go in the first. Shots are 11-5 Golden Knights. You do not see us shooting like this, and I love it. Now we just got to carry this for 2 more periods, and we can at least break 30. I'd like us to break 30 shots a game more than 12 times this year. Both sides 0 for 1 on the power play. Ended up being a 54-second Detroit power play. A minute 6 of 4-on-4, and then 54 seconds for the Golden Knights. So abbreviated on both sides. A couple good chances. Our power play looked better. Well, I can't even say that again. It was short. Our 4-on-4 looked pretty good. Our special teams isn't terrible. We're ranked 15th as of right now. Hear about? Oh yeah, brother. I did hear. Not only did I hear about it, I saw all the different angles of the plane crash. Man, it's like that's extremely sad. You know, there's still a couple of people missing who were working at the businesses that got hit. So, and for them, yep, exactly what I was. Exactly 100%, man. Prayers for the pilots, prayers for their family, prayers to everybody on the ground, anybody who is still missing. I hope they find them, or I pray they find them. Pray for those families. You really just can't have enough just sorrow in your heart for something like that, man. It's terrible. But yeah, you know, RIP to everyone who's passed, and I pray they find those that are still missing. I haven't checked X or anything in a while, just because been, you know, obviously doing this, but yeah, it's a hell of a day. It just all around a hell of a day, man. I thought this feed was a little closer. Apparently, this is just as bad. Detroit dumping it in. Yeah, okay. Hang on. There's got to be a better feed than what I'm getting right now. All right, 454. 514. First goal out, put me a little more. Yeah, that'll put it. I'm right there with you. Not as much as at ease as you would be, but yeah, hopefully the Knights can get their shit together and get one in the net. All right. Is this going to be the best feed we've got? It looks like it. Hopefully this feed holds off for us, and it's. I said I don't feel like being a mile behind the game while we're watching. Detroit into the zone, good stick. Theodore puts it right back on a Detroit stick. Schmid kicks that out to the low wall. Howden racing. He ain't fast enough, man. Who is that? Sider. Might not have till second period. Shit. It may not. This could end up being like a 1-1 game. I would expect a lot of scoring to come, but you're probably right. It'll probably be a quick one, one in the first minute or two in the second period, and then 6 minutes later, and then 3 minutes later. Like, we might actually get some crazy scoring. Third period, I can really see goals getting by. But so far, Detroit hasn't put up, neither side has put up incredible pressure. Here's a good one. Marner kicks it back. Hurdle gets stopped. Great defensive play by Sandin Palika. You son of a bitch. Why can't our defense be like this? Hurdle down below the net, looking for somewhere to go. He gets out to the circle and shoots it from the slot. High slot. Stopped by Gibson. Sherrod gets it to DeBrincat to bring it back all the way up the high wall. From the high dot shot. And Schmid covers it up. What's that? 27. That was Rasmussen. I mean, really looking at both teams, like I said, I would expect like a 4-3 game, 5-3, something like that, maybe an overtime, but very well could end up being like a 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 type of game. Troy sends it in. Schmid slows it down. 2.5 to go in the first. All the way up to Riley Smith. He takes a shot from the low dot. Gibson stops it and covers it up. Where's my mouse? There it is. All right. We got to stop painting some corners, guys. Buzz the tower. John Gibson is 6-18-5 against the Golden Knights. Like, he's terrible against us, guys. Let's go. Most losses versus any opponent in career. But he's got a different team in front of him. He's not, what is he, with the Ducks? Early Desaad, who shoots, and it goes right into Gibson's crest. Again, we got to start getting the puck in the air. Paint the corners, paint the posts. Let's see just how far back we are. 128. Yeah, we're still about 40 seconds, 35 seconds behind. Lazon. Sod trying to break through. Detroit is just playing heavy on us, man. No, not offsides. Riley held it off enough to get Sod across. Korzak in the high corner. Coming up the low. I'm just having a rough go at this. Sod from the high point. Throws it right onto a Red Wing stick. Good pressure by Riley Smith, but Detroit gets it out and ices it. Man. Stupid mistakes lead into wild scrambles that lead into, damn, we actually made a good play. And then it all goes back to, okay, reset, do it again. Bad pass by Sod. Great pressure by Smith. Just under 90 seconds to go in the first. Shots of 14-8. Golden Knights face off on the high dot in the Red Wing zone. Eichel loses it, but we're going to reset. It was that cop got called, I believe. Let's try this again. Who's in there? Sherratt? Oh, that's cop still. Eichel gets it. Vegas walking the blue line. Shot from the low point goes behind the net. And Howden whiffs trying to get it up the high boards. Eichel gets it. It's tipped. Reset for the Golden Knights. Theodore at his own blue line drops it to McNabb. Up ahead to Eichel. Sloppy forced passes, but eventually Vegas gets ahead and Red Wings send it right back the other way. Under 60 seconds. McNabb from behind Schmid. All the way across from Howden hits Eichel. Nice little move from right up the gut. Can't get it past the skates of the guy in front of him. Eichel tries to throw it down low. Ends up on Howden's stick. Out on the high boards. Gets it to Eichel. Can't quite control the pass. Look up the high boards. Detroit gets it out. Through the middle. Into the Vegas zone. Top of the low circle. Shot on Schmid. And he covers it up. What up, D? Just under 30 seconds to go. I was wondering why I haven't seen Kane. Apparently, he went down against Tampa. Upper body injury. That looks like shoulder, elbow, wrist, something on his left arm. Woke up. Yeah, I figured. It's about that time. Hannafin to Eichel up ahead. Not fed anywhere. Now it's just a foot race. White Cloud loses, but Hannafin there to help. Hurdle and Hannafin battling out in that high corner. Under 10 seconds. Marner trying to do something. Hannafin ends up feeding it to a Red Wing stick. Shot from up high. Hits White Cloud and goes up out of play. They really tried to let that clock wind down and end the period, but it did not happen. They get a win on Battlefield? Nice. Right on. I haven't even looked at it yet, to be honest. I haven't even opened it yet. Dude, I'm down to play it, though. I've actually been really interested in getting down on that. See, I'm kind of deciding if I should break out some beers. All right, everything I need to get done for the week done. So, all right, there goes first intermission. So we are. They haven't started the intermission clock. I was going to see just how far. Oh, man. So, okay. So far, so good. Sorry, footstep audio is garbage. Worse than Tarkov. Well, at least we're used to it being shit, so that's not too different. The first period, all things considered. I feel you, Trevor. Definitely could be worse right now. Luckily, we got Schmidt in net, and the boys, for some reason, decided to show up and play defense. Like, I'm very impressed with our guys right now. Um, I'd appreciate us getting our shots up. Like, even showing the highlights right now, out of what, 14 shots, I think maybe 4 were above the pads, and out of those 4, maybe 1 wasn't right at his crest. Actually forced a glove save or something. But Detroit's looking just as solid as we are. Their sticks, I swear, you want to see a team. You want to see a team that's expert at stick control, shutting down passing and shooting lanes. Watch any team that plays us. I don't know if we are just telegraphing that much or if we're so consistent, if our guys are so consistent in their movements that they just, you can watch a couple games of tape and see every inch of the pattern that we run. I don't know. But man, everybody is just up our ass, heading back the other way. They're shutting down lanes, shutting down passing opportunity or shooting opportunities. Now, granted, most of our shooting opportunities are coming from above the top of the circles, which we starting to get sick of that. We don't get, if we had guys getting in front of the net and fighting for a position to tip it, I would love that we have guys trying to get it on net from out high, but we don't. We're not even getting the puck to the dot when we shoot it from the point, and nobody's in front of the net. So it's either all Red Wings or it's a completely unrestricted goalie, which is okay. Why don't we skate around a little bit, try to work inside, get to the slot? I'll take it baseline, throw it off the goalie's pad, see if you can get the rebound to go straight up the middle. Something other than wasting a shot from the point that doesn't go 20 feet and then we're chasing it down the other way. All right. Rant time is over. Let's take a look at what happened throughout the league and what's happening throughout the league today. So, while we're on intermission, I actually do want to leave another game up, and we might as well have Colorado and Tampa. I mean, I feel like that's only right? All right, they're still on commercial break. They're getting ready to come back 1-1 heading into the second period. First intermission in Anaheim. Ducks are leading the Panthers 2-1. Winnipeg in LA, 11:37 to go in the first, no score. Earlier today, in overtime, the Mammoths beat the Sabres 2-1 in Buffalo. The Flyers winning in a shootout in Montreal, 5-4 against the Canadiens. Another shootout, Bruins winning 4-3 over the Islanders in New York. Hurricanes winning 3-0 over the Rangers in New York. Damn, New York had a busy day today. And the Oilers and the Stars went to a shootout. And for the first time, I can say, well, one of the few times I can say I'm happy Dallas won. Because the Stars beat the Oilers, winning 4-3 in a shootout. And overtime in Minnesota, the Predators at the Wild. Minnesota winning 3-2. So, very eventful day. Let's see. One, 2, 3. So you had 3 shootouts and 2 overtimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in 6 games. One game ended in regulation out of all the earlier ones today. That is wild. See, this is the day where unfortunately I got class, got school, all that stuff, so can't hang out during the day. But man, what a day it would have been to just chill and watch some hockey. Bunch of great close games. But hey, tell you what, actually, as this one starts, I just need to hit the head real quick. So take a sip of water. I'm going to throw on some music in the BRB screen, but I'm not going to do the usual take 10-minute thing. I'm just going to take 2 minutes and then we'll be right back. So hang tight. Oh shit. Hopefully this game ends up being something worth watching. It definitely seems as though it has been. Who's on intermission report? Is it Marty? I love that Alex Martinez is in Vegas doing post game. Dude just got stomped on. Is that Hagel? No, that's Gensel. Ooh, loose puck. How did he cover? That has to be Vasilevsky. Of course it is. Just watching it, Gensel get stepped on. Shot comes in, he's swinging a miss, puck's flying around, ends up right up his ass, and he's good to go. A little bit of a fortunate break for him. I got a little less than 8 minutes going on intermission. Oh, yeah. Dude, I can't wait to see what happens to New York. I'm not a fan, but it'll be interesting. All right. Back to the game. Broke. Oh, I would say that looked like a broken stick. I don't think he got slashed, but he was definitely bitching about it. Colorado into the Tampa zone. Up in the high corner. Chushkin loses his stick. There's a bunch of catch the puck and drop it going on. Snatching shit out of midair. Tampa getting it in deep on Arizona. Up to the point. Low point. Shot towards the net goes wide. Swooping back around off the hard angle going for the tip. Ends up on the low boards. Colorado trying to get it out, and they finally do. Back into the Colorado zone. Working down the low boards. Cycling. Hagel throws it. Good block by Colorado. Dude, Tampa is always going to play heavier than you. Like, this is one thing, like, I always expect this to be a good Colorado really, really well. The biggest thing Colorado has in their advantage is they are faster than hell. Like, they are just bullets. And so you can't keep up with them. Very few people, let alone teams, can match the speed of Colorado. So what you have to do is slow them down. And you do that by hitting the shit out of them. You kick their ass all game. Obviously, Tampa isn't afraid of going just full replacements, kick ass on 3. So they will slow down Colorado as apparently they have done. Now, the fact that Tampa hasn't, well, I say they haven't been able to score. It's 4 minutes in the second period. We'll take a look back at about the same time to go in the third period and see what the score is looking like. But Tampa's going to need to get, there we go, on the board, and they're going to have to do it quick. And as I say that, Colorado scores. Olafson, our boy, coming in with a big goal, beating Vasilevsky glove side. Just puck finds him in the slot. You got 2 Lightning players completely frozen. Who's that? Hedman and I don't remember who 90 is. But it's a broken play because the pass was a whiff. And it just inched its way right onto Olafson's stick, and he buried that bitch. 2-1 Colorado. Let's see, what are the other games going on? I think this is going to be the best game to watch besides the Golden Knights, because Ducks and the Panthers, they're in intermission. Jets and the Kings, I mean, they're in the first period, still nothing. No, we only got about, 4 minutes left? Yeah, I got less than 4 minutes left. Let's take a peek over on to Edmonton, Dallas. This game's over. Why is that even still on here? Winnipeg, LA. This is a game we want. Man, they are just above 11 minutes gone in the first period, and the shots are 1-1 in Winnipeg, LA. So they're on commercial break. Buck checking in on that. That's a man, who would want to watch that trash can of a game? Uh-oh. I left just before Chernak got either smacked in the face with a stick or decided to catch a puck with his nose. Let's see. Or did McKinnon just elbow the shit out of him? Dude, Natchez just got blasted. There's Chernak. I still didn't see what happened to Chernak. He went off holding his nose, but I got no idea what happened. Oh, Colorado with the breakaway. Just McKinnon. Come on, buddy. No, that wasn't McKinnon. Who is that? I thought I saw 29, but that's 20. That's Colton. Dude, just. I mean, Vasilevsky never had a prayer. Dude was dick to the ice before he knew what happened. Damn. Should be on our last commercial break before we get back into this one. I mean, dude, he just took Vasilevsky's left leg all the way across the crease with him. Went right underneath the toe of his skate and went in. I would say Tampa is in trouble in Denver. All right, we're under 60 seconds. I still want to see what happened there, though, because like I said, Chernak's holding his nose. I don't know if he caught a stick, the puck, and elbow. I saw Natchez get his ass busted. Now you got Nelson starting shit. I mean, I don't know if he got tripped or if he just fell over the blue line, but he's in there causing a mess. Tell you what, it's rarely a boring game with Tampa. Doesn't mean you're going to see much hockey, but dude, what a pass. And then, like I said, and he tried to hook him or slash him, whatever. Yeah, oh, he slashed the shit out of him. And of course, the ref doesn't put his hand up, though it should have been. Waiting for puck drop. Let's see. There's got to be, actually, now that I think about it, there's got to be a daily on. I could probably put in my. Dude, it said election night, no end of night stream from the one dude I was actually hoping would be running some. Oh, uh, dude, said it before, say it again. I got the wireless charger for my phone, or not wireless, the magnetic. So you just put your phone on it rather than plugging it in. I can't believe I didn't get one of these years ago. It has been the greatest, just throughout the day, quality of life up change. Quality of life change. Anyway, fucking awesome. All right. Any minute here, we'll be back. I'll give it to them. They're doing a lot of what they're doing to us, what we're doing to them, which is just keeping us out of home plate, making, forcing us to into a lot of hard angle shots and a lot of the deeper shots. I said the difference is the Detroit defense is actually getting in our way a lot more. We're looking so much better than usual, though, man. 21 shot attempts, 14 made it to the net. 22 shot attempts for Detroit, only 9 made it to the net. And we got 7 of those are blocks. I like it. Most shots in a first period this season. We have 14. Vegas wins it. Eichel in, and he loses a good back check. He battles through. Howden gets it to Theodore towards the net. What are you doing, Shea? Didn't even try to get that to the net. Larkin going back the other way. Good pressure from Howden, but he can't get the puck to Eichel. Back behind Schmidt. Theodore works his way out all the way up the ice and right back to him. Red lining in. Settled by Gibson. First one there is Howden. Up. He's cut off. Good play by, is that Johansson? Is that what that said? Or Johnson? Either way, we got a stoppage. Face off's going to be on the high wall just outside of the Detroit zone. Hurdle in the face off circle. I guess on the face off dot. Whitey and Hannafin are the D-men. White Cloud from the red line dumps it in all the way to the high boards. Good sticks, but Detroit's a better. They're able to get it to the high wall and out, but it goes into the bench. Face off should be to the right of Gibson. 60 seconds gone in the second period. Hoping to see Vegas light up the sirens within the first minute or two. Like, we need something. We need something that's going to tilt the ice. Either draw a penalty, get the goal, get a great breakaway chance, and then keep it in the zone for 30 seconds. I mean, even if you don't score. Something where we get the crowd starting to go a little nuts rather than having our little flashes in the pan where we get a moment of excitement. Puck worked out in the neutral. No icing. Sending Pellick out of his own zone. Passes it up ahead. And dumped in by Detroit. Schmidt will settle it. White Cloud out of his own territory up ahead. And Sod loses it at the red line. Ooh, bad passes from Detroit. Riley Smith working his way in. Pass back to Sod. Trying to go all the way across. It's okay. McNabb from the high point sends it down low. On the low boards, Korzak pinches down, throws it across, and a good stick lift by Detroit on Riley Smith. Lazon circling the net, looking for somewhere to go. He tries to go towards the net. Riley Smith under pressure, can't tip it. Sod throws it off the high wall, gets it to the point. Lazon throws it towards the net, and it's gloved by Gibson because we're throwing pucks to the net from the blue line, and nobody's in front of the crease. Damn, 9 straight. See, they went 25 straight seasons making the playoffs. This is the Detroit, and now they've missed 9 straight seasons, which is a team record. Brutal. 9-4-0 is Detroit's best record through 13 games since 2010. Like 2010, 2011 season. That's wild. I think that was Marner just got bodied. Olasar saving the day from behind, giving it right up to a Red Wings player, but we got it back. Schmidt is in goal, so we're confident. So we're confident. Detroit heading back the other way. Going up the high corner. Sissons gets it through. Korzak up ahead to Reinhart. Reinhart gets it to Kolasar. Back to Reinhart. We're cycling around, tripping over each other, and it's a bad pass going the other way. Got to clean it up, fellas. That's a situation where somebody should have taken the puck, skated back to our blue line, and just reset. Instead, little bit dangerous action right in our own territory. All the way around. Eichel gets it to Barbashev back out front. And again, Detroit Sticks is blocking everything. Eichel trips himself up. Puck all the way across to a wide open Larkin, and Schmid makes the save. Eichel gets it out. Little unorthodox. Barbashev trying to cut around the back of the net. He goes hard into the boards. Still has it. Tried to feed it out front to Eichel. It's just tipped offline. McNabb doing good to put pressure on. Good hit to slow everything down. Eichel back in the Detroit zone. Shoots it towards the net. Hits the hand of Kopp. Or Sherratt, sorry. Oof. White, that was a great stick. He managed to keep Whitey's stick on the ice without getting a slash. Back the other way. Marner gets stopped. We're watching a tennis match at this. Nice move. Marner sends dude on his ass. On the point towards the net, right up front. And Gibson is able to glove it before Dorofeyev can get in there. More better looking opportunities coming, just not quite connecting. Dorofeyev just couldn't pop it towards the net. He popped it right to Gibson. He had his stick way too flat. Sent back behind the Detroit net. Hurdle loses his skates. And then Hannafin, forgetting the basics, man. Get in front of the puck. Keep it in the zone. Oh, great. Right off of the referee's skates. Let me guess. Guess how this turns out for us. Detroit trying to get it centered. Everybody's swinging at it wildly. Ends up in Dorofeyev skates. He can't control it. And finally, Dorofeyev gets it out. Total chaos mode, man. That's all I'm seeing right now. 5 1/4 gone in the second period. Good play to take the pass away from Riley Smith. That up, dumped in. Tried to feed it along, but didn't go anywhere. Riley racing up to get there, but he's not in time. Icing on Detroit. Just over 5 1/2 gone in the second period. Shots are 15-10 Golden Knights. Face off to the right of Gibson. Battle for the puck. Detroit comes away with it. Not quite clear. Korzak gets it back down low. Oh, now we're starting to play with our bodies. Let's go. Didn't work out. But it's all right. Our D got back in time. We're starting to lean into guys on the boards, and we really need to be doing that. Buck out in the neutral. Tossed across, trying to get the feed to Riley Smith, and it's stopped by Gibson. Lazon just wrapped up his entire way down, so he had no shot at a rebound. Back the other way. Puck goes on net, and Schmidt is going to glove it and freeze it. Man, let's see. I want it. Nah, we need to zoom back on that so I can see Lazon all the way down. Oh, I didn't know Yamava was Palms. I always wondered why they show this resort or the casino, whatever. How we doing on the other games? Let's take a look. Still 3-1, Avalanche over the Lightning in Colorado. 8 minutes to go in the second. Kings are up 1-0 with just under 2 minutes to go in the first in LA. And Panthers and the Ducks are tied 2-2 in Anaheim. 14.5 to go in the second period. I said everything. I have no real complaints. A couple of lazy passes. Other than that, I really don't have any complaints. Like Detroit's playing very well. We're playing very well. Again, I'd like to see how wrapped up Lazon was as he was trying to go in for the rebound, but Schmidt looks good. Our defense actually looks good. Our transitions could use a little bit of work. We're not Detroit is beating us at the red line. They're causing a lot of problems for us trying to walk the puck in. So if they keep doing that, we'll be in trouble. But so far, it hasn't been that bad. I didn't realize Howdy played 80 games last year. That's actually awesome. All right, face off to the left of Schmid. Eichel just got booted, so Howden's in. Vegas wins it. Theodore works it up to the line, and it's out. Eichel throwing it down low. Barbie. That probably offsides anyway, so it's fine. Reset. McNabb in his own zone. Over to Theodore. Low boards. All the way up, tipped in, and now Gibson's going to settle. Leaves it off in the low corner. Eichel putting on pressure, but Detroit's going to be able to get out of there. Ooh, Howden busting ass. Still, Detroit wins the fight. Again, got to use our bodies more than our sticks. Free opportunity taken away by McNabb. Great defense right there, and a great stick. All the way across to the middle. Stopped by Schmid. Kira Schmid doing work and actually getting some help in front of him. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. Red Wings reset as Vegas goes for a change. Pass all the way up into the zone, but Theodore sets it back to neutral. Hurdle losing the battle on the wall. Detroit gets in. Shot. Fought off by Schmid. I think he might have gone high and wide. Vegas at their own blue line. Dorofeyev stumbling around, trying to figure out where to go with it. He just got his ass kicked. Holy shit, I love that kid, but Jesus, he lost that fight. Hurdle dumps it in, and Gibson's going to glove it and hang on to it. 12:03 to go in the second. Shots are 16-11, Golden Knights. And my boy just got worked. Great job from everybody, but that shot still got through. And it did. It actually beat Schmid and went off the right post. Good grief. Man, if the hockey gods take a 0.1% tilt either way, it's a 6-0 game. Another shot by Kolasar fought off by Gibson. That might have hit the post as well. Cop dumps it in. Comfort chasing it down. Korzak ends up with it. Gets it up out of the zone, but is sent right back in by Kolasar. I am not sure why. He's looking for a little tap back for relief, and it's going to cost him. Puck fed out to the middle. A free puck. Kolasar sweeps away. Goes out to neutral. Passes it ahead for Reinhart. No icing, but Detroit gets there first. Ooh, Kolasar, though, picking off the pass. Reinhart sets it up for Carlson, but he can't win the foot race to the puck. There you go, Kolasar. Big body. Cause the disruption. Cause the turnover. That's what you're there for. White Cloud feeds it back. And the puck comes right back up ahead into the Vegas zone. A good stick knocks it off of Sod. Knocks it away from Sod. White Cloud dumps it back in from the red line. Riley Smith getting a loose puck. What up, Jesus? Yeah, buddy. I gotta admit, I couldn't get interested in many of the games that were on. I tried to, dude. I set up the thumbnail, set up the stream, and then when it came time for the stream, I was like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. But trying to get back in the routine of being here much more, but not taking 3 days off. But I didn't even watch hockey, man. I was chilling. Another big shot. Vegas is in trouble. It's been good, man. How about you? Carlson able to work it out. It just misses Riley's stick, and he is gassed. Still able to put on the pressure, but he is gassed. Yeah, man, it was a very uneventful day, so can't complain. Attaboy. D's still, D's only been up for like 30 minutes. He's still trying to find his dick. Ooh. There you go. Use your body. Hurdle. You're a big dude. Shot from the high point. Gets on Gibson, but he kicks it away. Back to the high point across. Almost a breakaway for Detroit. That was very dangerous. Puck up the high boards. And it goes into the Detroit bench. Face off. Gonna happen at neutral. Going to a commercial break. We're at just over 9 minutes to go in the second. And for the last about 3 minutes, it was looking all Detroit there, but we'll see. We need a penalty. We need Detroit to mess up. Crashing back out. Gotta be up early. So you got some appointments and shit? Weird. Yeah, at least you got that shit figured out, bro. Like I said, I'll be around. I'm nervous for Detroit. No, we're good. I tell you, I like it. It's so much cheese. Fucking bro, okay. So first off, Trevor, I'm 100% with you. And Jesus, so roommate a long time ago introduced me to Borson cheese, which is like if you go to the grocery store, it's in a little box, but it's cheese for like a charcuterie board. It's like spreadable. And the garlic and herb dude, yeah. One, how off the other for the moment, word. Yeah, dude, those with Carter crackers, water crackers, and then just salami. Like at Costco, they got a thing. It's salami, peppered salami, something else, and prosciutto. And so, you get that a pack of the cheese, which it's 2 garlic and herb, and a like a onion and chive. Bro, it is crack. I swear to God, it's cracked. I went through a pack of that shit a pack of that salami so quick. Oh, dude, it does. The salami is nice and salty, so the crackers are dry, so that beer hits it nice and like the best snack ever. I don't get it. I don't get it often because I'll just straight up eat that, not eat what I'm supposed to. And that's exactly what happened, dude. Every time I got hungry, I just snacked on that shit. Barely ate for 3 days. So good. All right, 9-11 to go in the second. Shots are 18-11 Vegas. Detroit sending it up ahead. Eichel breaking up the pass. And Riley Smith's going to work it inside. Has some space. Can he get up front? Good save, Gibson, as Riley Smith was completely covered. Hey, dude. Every now and then, that is just that charcuterie board, man. Riley Smith getting it down low. Sissons. Nope, Saad. Oh, good stick by Detroit. Saad recovers on the blue line. White Cloud dumping it in. Comes back out. Riley's in position, but he has to reset. Trying to get it up the board. Detroit comes away with it. His momentum was going the wrong way. Great attempt. Wide open. He thought he was wide open. Great stick by Saad there, shutting down the passing lane on that one. Puck on the high boards. Detroit feeding it from the bottom of the high circle, and the puck is shot off a stick up and out of play. I was back to the pile random meets cheese. Was like, yeah, dude. Like, nothing is more king shit than eat whatever you feel like and as much as you want. Like, that's why buffets are boss shit, dude. Like, Vegas buffets used to be incredible. Now they're mostly trash. But it's literally like here's a pile of dead shit. Eat it. Like, yeah, fuck yeah. Marner working his way out of the Vegas zone. Hurdle from the top of the high circle goes over the net. Really like to have some shots where we got people in front to tip it or play a potential rebound, but under 8 minutes to go. Back behind Schmid, Lazan putting on pressure. Detroit has it at the high point. On Schmid, he'll glove it and freeze it. Shots are 19-12. 7:44 to go in the second. We're all right. Right on. See, I was thinking about having a couple of beers, but I'm going to save it for Friday. So, Friday, I believe we have another 1 o'clock game. And I feel like that's going to be a good time to catch a buzz. Colasar stopped as he enters the zone. Red Wings headed the other way. Good pressure. Good physicality from McNabb and Theodore. I didn't expect that check out of Theodore. I love it. But look at him breaking up possessions, causing turnovers. That out to the blue line. Detroit keeps it in. Midpoint towards the net. Short side going back the other way. Akira Schmid ends up way out of place. But the puck coming back the other way doesn't go into the fucking open net. Woof. Thank goodness. That sounds good, Vegeta. Man, he went straight across the baseline. And Schmid, with his pad, just kicks it right out into the front, right out into the middle, but that's all right. Considering what he was just facing, great job. One game I don't go under on. Yeah, right. Oh, dude, yeah, if you did, all of a sudden it'll be a 4-4 game. But I was expecting scoring out of Detroit. But our defense has actually shown up to play hockey. I love it. I can't believe it. Puck down low. Whitey sends it up the low boards, tipped by Barbashev, and it ends up in neutral. Fed up ahead, Howden couldn't quite reach it. Detroit will reset out of their own zone, up the high wall. Woo, somebody just went, just blew a tire when sliding into Red Wings territory. White Cloud feeds it across. Hannafin gets a little check at the red line, and Detroit ends up with the puck. We got to get bigger, man. We're too big of a team to play as small as we do. As you can tell, because I'm getting excited over a pretty basic check. Vegas ends up with it coming out of their own zone. Eichel crosses the blue line. Pass hits skates. He'll reset to Lazon. He'll send it up the middle, and it hits bodies. Here's a score by Barbashev off the rebound. The boys look good. The problem is Detroit looks good as well, but the boys look good. That was a great follow-up by Barbashev. Sod ends up with it right up the gut, sends it towards the net, and we have somebody there to bury it off the rebound with Barbashev going over the right pad to sink it past Gibson. Let's go. All right. Hey, headphone check, volume check. Oh, wait. I got to set it up. Hang on. Okay. There it is. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. For your Golden Knights, with his 4th of the season, number 49, Ivan Barbashev, with an assist from number 20, Brandon Saad, and a secondary assist from number 5, Jason Lalonde. Just realized, as much as I like Lazon, I think his first name is Jason, but I actually don't know. That froze me for a second because I'm like, shit, is that Jeremy Lazon? I knew it. I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't think that's right. Shout out to Lazon. He's actually my new favorite guy, or he's my favorite new guy to the team. I totally forgot his name was Jeremy. My boo. But Vegas up 1-0, 5:21 to go in the second period. Shots at 21-13 Vegas. Again, I'm praying we can get 30 or more shots at least 12 times this year. That would be really, really cool. We're not really on track for that, but hopefully we can get 30 this game. Second intermission, Avalanche still up 3-1 over the Lightning in Colorado. Panthers up 3-2 in Anaheim against the Ducks, 5:46 to go in the second period. And in first intermission, the Kings are leading Winnipeg in LA 1-0. I'm saying, man, like, if we could get, the ultimate would be to get another one either right away or to get it, say, within like the last 60 seconds. So that way Detroit comes out pissed in the third period and we can try to use that to our advantage. Started talking about it on the boys' hurts. Hey, like I said, man, if you would have bet it, you'd be done. You already know. The VGK gala raised over $1 million, man. I love stuff like that. That's one thing the Knights are good about. I wish they did a lot more local stuff in order to, like, and cheaper local stuff. Like, we don't need to go to a restaurant a steakhouse at the Fountain Blue. Like, meet at a pizza, like Tony's Pizza, you know what I mean? And do a fundraiser there. Start getting involved with more mom and pop shops. That's my biggest complaint about Golden Knights management is their lack of appreciation for locals. Like, I mean, it's the city that built you. Come on, guys. They decided that 550 popcorn and soda was good enough. All right, Detroit behind their own net, trying to work their way out. Theodore pinching down. We got a little bit of confidence in the boys. Let's hope that doesn't transfer into arrogance. Start pressing a little harder than we should. Puck fed back down low. Detroit's going to go up the low wall. Whereas riding on the Knights, I'm going to keep that budget straight. Hey, attaboy, man. You know I'm with you. I said, money on the Knights always makes me nervous because it's an emotional hedge when I'm already too fucking emotionally invested. Lazon throwing it at the net. Finally had someone up front with Kolasar, but it doesn't make it through the bodies. I'm all right with that though. If we're hitting guys at the top of the crease, and one of those guys is in a gold jersey, it's like that's better than 90% of what we're doing. Lazon makes the pass up to the low boards. It's fed up off a tip, and Barbashev gets it deep for Carlson to change. What is that going to be, a hand pass? Yeah, we got another stoppage. Face-off's going to be a neutral. 3:32 to go in the second period. Shots are 21-13, Golden Knights. And Detroit this season is pretty good when allowing the first goal, sitting at 4-2-0. So, great thing about hockey is that it's never over. The terrible thing about hockey is when you're leading, it's never over. Puck fed down low. Tip through neutral, and Detroit has it under pressure in their own zone. Larkin works his way back out to the top, picked off. Carlson gets it to Howden. He's going to go down the high wall. Gets it to the point. Big shot. Barbashev was inching in, but it deflects to the low boards. Back out into neutral. White Cloud feeds it in. 3 minutes to go in the second. Fed out to the center, but Detroit picks it off, takes it back into that high corner. Red Wings take the low boards out. No, they don't get it out as it's kept in by White Cloud again. Whitey just becoming an absolute beast. Barbashev trying again. Carlson can't stuff it through. Gibson had no idea where the puck was, and the Knights just not quite able to bury it. Back across the blue line. Eichel throws it on Gibson. Puck deflects. It looks like it's went up and out of play. 2:27 to go in the second period, and Vegas is feeling themselves. Barbashev just had that first one go off his stick. The second one ends up beating Gibson. Hit him right in the dick and went off to the side, and Carlson just wasn't quite there quick enough to bury it. He had his stick in the air, man. If he had his stick on the ground, it'd been a little bit different. It's all right, man. We're coasting. It was very uneventful. Pick a team, stick with it. Actually, I was, hey. But yeah, bro. No, there were maybe 60 people in the neighborhood trick or treating. And I was like, dude, I was kind of done with everything early. Took some. I've been a little sick, so I took some cold medicine. And as I go to lay down, my boy texts me. It's like, hey, let's go to the bar. I'm like, dude, if you'd have caught me an hour earlier, I'd have gone with you. But I just took this shit. It's Halloween. I don't want to be sleepy in a bar on Halloween. Like, bro, come on. And of course, he's all guilt tripping me and shit. I told him, I got I got a history in security, and he's like private security, And he's like, I'm like, hey, bro, just be safe if you're going. He's like, oh, I'd be a lot safer if, I don't know, maybe I had somebody that knew a little something about security. I was like, motherfucker, you're a Marine that served in Afghanistan. Shut the fuck up. Don't get too drunk and walk into the street. I'm going to fucking bed. How about you though, Jesus? How was your Halloween, buddy? McNabb able to get it cleared. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Puck fed down low. And Comfort takes it in. That's not Comfort. That's the Brinket. 93, I think, is the Brinket. Hurdle. Cross the red line. Into the zone. A little ahead of Marner. That would have been a great give and go. Hammer with the homies? Hell yeah, dude. That's the way to do it. These days, the list of homies is a little short. But no, that's awesome, dude. Halloween was always one of my favorites. Like in college, it was great because we had the fraternity house and it was good times. I hung out for first intermission, but I am going to take a break for second intermission. As this game gets a little closer to the ending, that's where all the excitement's going to come. Schmidt goes up the high boards, and we are. It's man, it would have been cool. Oh, dude, I froze up. Hang on. Let's see if I can get this restarted. There we go. Like it would have been better if you could have come like 10 years ago. I mean, like when I was in high school, Vegas was dope, and we just did like this. We just did a bunch of shit that we weren't supposed to do, getting hammered on the strip at fucking 15 and 16 and shit. But it's gotten a little out of control now. Yeah. Oh, big shot from a hard angle by Theodore, but he missed the net. 25 seconds. Theodore trying to work it out to the middle. Howden takes it back into the high corner, up the boards, circles back to the corner. Tossed out to the middle. Shot by Barbashev goes wide. A feed by Howden to Colasar, and Gibson stops it. Great opportunity right there. Good grief. We are so close. Dude, hey, shout out to Gibson. Like, I've been giving this dude shit for years, especially when he was with Anaheim. He was just bad. But oh boy is looking he's looking strong right now. Starting to get a little bit of a collapse of the defense in front of him, giving Vegas a lot of opportunity. 6.6 seconds to go in the second period. Shots at 23-14 Vegas. Goes to the high boards. 3-2. Under pressure. That's going to do it for the second period in Vegas. Hey, so far so good. Shout out to Detroit for keeping it clean. Shout out to Vegas for learning how to grab, learning they actually have a pair and they can be physical while they play hockey. Like, I am very impressed with how the boys are playing. You asked earlier, Jesus, how do the boys look? In the first period, they looked good, but I had the same complaint that I always have, is we are too big of a team to play as small as we play. Well, this period, about halfway through, our boys got sick of losing every stick battle, every wall battle. Every time the puck is at the blue line and it's okay, can we keep it in the zone? When it's in the corner, can we get it to the middle? Every battle we lost. So the guys finally started getting pissed and laying some wood. Like, hell yeah, boys, that's like, where the fuck has this been? 1-0 goalie going to the third. Hey, Trevor, I'm right there with you, buddy. We got you with some money on it, but Jesus with some money on it. I'm sure we've got some other folks popping in and out that have some money on this one. What a hell of a game. Just taking away the fact that it's Vegas, they're up by 1, Detroit. This is just fantastic hockey. I can't tell you how long I've waited for teams like Detroit to come back, Chicago to come back, Philly to come back. Like the Boston has lost their way, but they were one of them. The Canadian teams, I really don't. I'm sorry, I just don't care. USA. But like a lot of these teams that have been, Anaheim looks better than they have in a long time. Not that they look good. San Jose looks a lot better than they have in a long time. Dallas, Colorado, us, Winnipeg, Florida, they all have their teams. Everybody's looking great amongst all these other teams. But it's cool to have, like, I don't want Florida back to back in the Stanley Cup, obviously. It's boring. The Yankees were boring back in the late 2000s. LA is boring. Like, you spent $1.5 billion on 4 players. Like, of course you should win. Just boring. I want everything to be in the mix. I want San Jose to beat Colorado 7-1, which should never happen. The Islanders are pulling shit out of their ass that I can't believe. I don't know if they've seen the Islanders play the way they have this year. Not that it's always ended up in their favor, but they played better hockey than I've seen them play in a long time. Like I said, Florida and Boston are on the struggle bus. They got rid of a couple of guys that might have been a little more necessary than they thought. Plus, Florida's got to be tired. Who else we see? Mammoth have surprised me. The Kraken, they still got some work to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really loving this era of hockey right now. It's a whole lot of fun to watch. I've been pissed off a lot because the officiating is shit and it ruins a lot of really good games. But other than that, this is a great time to be a hockey fan, man. We need a couple of big guys who like to play like big guys. Other than that, man. All right. Well, hey, since we're on intermission report, I'm gonna run, take care of snack, drink, smoke. Light them if you got them. We're going to take a couple of minutes and come back for period 3. So appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Kind of the usual drill. Leave you guys with some tunes. Enjoy your time away. And let's get ready for some kick-ass hockey when we come back. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. we are coming back. Couple minutes to go, but figured we'd take a look at the games going on around the league. So we'll do the games that finished, because the ones that finished, 3 out of 5 was in a shootout, and one was an overtime, 2 were in overtime. So out of like 6 games, we went extra innings on 5 of them. Mammoth beat the Sabres in Buffalo 2-1 in overtime. Flyers winning a shootout 5-4 in Montreal against the Canadiens. Bruins winning a shootout in New York against the Islanders 4-3. Hurricanes in regulation win 3-0 over the Rangers. Stars beating the Oilers in a shootout 4-3 in Dallas. And the Wild winning in Minnesota in overtime 3-2 over the Predators. Now for the games currently going. We are 1-0 here in Vegas, getting ready for the third period. 13:23 to go in Colorado. 3-2 Avalanche. Lightning have put one on since we last checked in on that score. So we'll have to keep an eye on Avalanche and the Lightning, see if that turns into an overtime game. And the Ducks and the Panthers are 4-3 in Anaheim in second intermission. Not a lot of goaltending happening in that one. And with 6.5 to go in the second period in LA, the Kings are up on the Jets 1-0. And as we have about 2 minutes before they'll drop the puck in this one, let me take a quick peek over to Colorado and Tampa. Was not expecting a 3-2 game. 13.5 to go in this one. Colorado cycling in their own zone. Shots at 29-18 Avalanche. And from what we watched, it was all Colorado. Great pass off the high boards to Colton that, I mean, he took it and just embarrassed Vasilevsky. It was a great play. Puck loose in front of the Colorado net. Tampa not able to get a quality stick on it. Ooh, good little mid-air pickoff, causing the turnover as Tampa comes back the other way. Lightning are going for a change. A little bit of a cross-check interference there. A little bit of a late push, but we'll forgive it. Lankinen gets the puck taken off his stick, but he steals it back, and then he gets it taken away again. We've got some excitement in this one. I'm definitely going to have to keep this game around. So we'll keep an eye on the score in case this one, if Colorado can't find a way to ice it before they pull Vasilevsky, or if Tampa can't tie it before they have to do the same. Tampa through neutral. I can't tell if that's Blackwood or Wedgwood. I think 43 is Wedgwood. Just can't tell if that's the number or not. Who's in net for Colorado? Take a look real quick. One thing I will say, the NHL pisses me off a lot, but the app is actually useful as hell. All right, it's 41, and Wedgwood is in net for Colorado against Vasilevsky. Let's see we got Bob versus Dostal. Shots are 19 apiece for LA and Florida, and the score is 4-3. Neither team has 20 shots. There's been 7 goals. Good grief. Dude, that loose puck for Barbashev to bury was clutch. And then he set up Carlson to get at a loose puck, and he didn't quite get there. All right, so we'll go away from Colorado and Tampa as we get back to the third period in Vegas. Hasn't been a shooting fest for for Detroit. It's at Vegas at 23. I would love, as long as we get over 30, man, we can't shut down in the third period. It's only a 1-0 lead. And especially if we score, we can't go into that play not to lose mindset where we get back on our heels and allow them to just walk into the zone. But all we got to do is stay physical, stay heavy on our skates, stay heavy on the boards, and keep getting pucks to the net. The one tweak is get guys in front of the net as we're shooting from the point. All right, icing on Detroit. Face-off will be in front of Gibson. Like I said, though, boys looking good. We'll see how we get as we hit about halfway through this period, especially since, again, we have to stay physical. We have to stay leaning on these guys. Puck on the high boards. Theodore takes it down to the corner. Carlson with a good little bump. Puck comes out to neutral. Howden sends it to McNabb. Red line and in. All the way up to the high boards, out to the middle. And Carlson does a good job sending it back, but Detroit will bring it out. Theodore to McNabb, heading the other way. Red line and in. Yeah, they're going to call that an icing. McNabb chucked it a little too early. Face off coming back in front of Schmid. Dump and chase needs to be limited. We need to go back to walking it into the zone. Eichel on the dot. Detroit wins it. High point. Midpoint shot hit a stick and goes a mile into the sky. Reset. Do it again. Less than a minute gone in the third. Shots 23-14. Vegas. Eichel on the dot again, this time to the left of Schmid. Detroit wins it again. Shot on goal, but Schmid stops it. I love this kid. Eichel with Saad into the zone. Feeds it backwards. Hannafin throws it towards the net. Gibson makes the save and covers it up. Slow start to the second period. Where'd my mouse go? That little bit of a soft shuttle pass, but it was enough to cause disruption, and we get a face off in the Red Wings zone, so I can't complain. Hurdle on the dot against Comfer. Hurdle gets it to his side, but Detroit's going to come away with it. All the way back in the Vegas zone. White Cloud tries to tip it up the low boards. It's tipped all the way out from neutral. Back in by Detroit. To the middle. Good job, Hannafin, disrupting a loose puck towards the center of the ice. Hurdle comes back the other way with Barbashev on his left. Leaves it for Barbashev at the point. He's going to skate it down the boards. Under pressure, he gets it away. Midpoint, Gibson fights off the shot to the low boards. Back, Lazon sends it towards the net, but it goes wide. Hurdle gets boarded to shit, looked like, but no worries. Barbashev throws it towards the net from the point, and it is covered by Gibson. And then dude wants to go and start, like, Cop. Cop's going after Dorofeyev. Bro. In what world do you think you're a big old tough guy because you're trying to go at Pavel Dorofeyev, man? Come on. That definitely looked like Hurdle took the stick right on the numbers and did a head dive into the boards, but I guess that's just whatever. Like I said, well, he'll walk it off. Unfortunately, Gibson looks good tonight. Shots at 26-15, 2 minutes gone. in the third period. The shot off the face-off by Reinhart goes sky high and out of play. Let's reset and do it again. Still not used to seeing Reinhart on the ice. That Sisson's on the dot? Yeah, Sisson's taking the face off, but Detroit wins it. Up the low boards. Ooh, good disruption, but they get it through neutral. Polisar trying to chase him down. Shot goes wide of the net from the low point all the way across. Hard angle stop by Schmidt. Rebound knocked to the low corner by Reinhart. And Reinhart gets the puck up the low boards and out. Detroit to reset from their own zone. 2.5 gone in the third. Detroit will reset, wait for the shift change. Up the low wall, into the zone. Not a lot of resistance. Trying to feed it to the middle. Good sticks by Vegas. Marner coming back the other way. Gets it deep into the Red Wing zone. Up the low boards. Carlson tries to feed it out. He does, but can't quite connect with Howden. McNabb chasing it down. Big save. Another big save by Akira Schmid. Makes the magnificent stop, and on the high rebound, he smacks it out of the air. Vegas back the other way, trying to get it across, and a good stick by Detroit to shut down that pass across the slot. Olsen gets a shot fought off by Gibson. Wow, what a great minute of hockey. Holy hell. Just Detroit went right up the ice, and unfortunately, Howden tripped. So that's what gave the breakaway opportunity. What hand-eye coordination. I can't. Who is that? The Brinket. What an impressive. That would have been one of the more impressive goals I've ever seen. But Schmid gets his glove in the way. What a good job. White Cloud tries to cycle back up high. Turns it over. Little weak from Zach. Detroit with a big shot, and the puck goes over the net, off the glass, and it is played back into neutral. Detroit resetting from their own zone. 4 minutes gone in the third period. Shots are 27-18 Vegas. Puck comes all the way back down to Schmid for an icing on Detroit. Oh, it's time. It's time, baby. Let's go. Get one for the boys. Let's get a little cushion on this. They still. Guess not. Oh, okay. See real quick. So I was expecting some stuff on YouTube coming from D-Day Cobra, but nothing going on. Slightly surprised. Hurdle and Gibson just talking shit. Larkin, yeah, dude, go fuck yourself. Lazan, ooh, kind of whiffs on the pass, but Dorofeyev gets to it. Barbashev in the low corner, fighting. Dorofeyev to come help out. And Detroit will come away with it. They get it up and out of the zone. Dumped around the back of the Vegas net. Puck comes up on the high wall, taken off the boards by... I can't tell if that's Barbashev or Hurdle, man. I think it might have even been Dorofeyev. Dude, there's just the numbers all look the same. Detroit from it takes a shot from the top of the high circle, hits a body. Hurdle's going to dump it in, and Vegas goes for a change. 5 minutes gone in the third. Dude, having Hurdle and Barbashev on the ice together makes it a little confusing. Shot off the high wall, misses the net. Puck finds its way to Schmid, and he fights it off. Theodore goes back the other way. Shit, I think that was actually Reinhardt. Man, I'm having a trouble seeing these numbers all of a sudden. Shot from McNabb. Colasar trying to tip it in. Blocked by Gibson. Puck up the ice the other way. Vegas will reset from behind their own net. Detroit goes for a change. Theodore to Carlson from the red line in. Stopped at the blue line, actually, by Detroit. Now dumped in, tipped from the red line. Nope, no connection made. Icing on the Golden Knights. Just over 5.5 gone in the third. That the nachos, hot dog, popcorn, pretzel, water, and fountain soda. $5.50. Good job, locals. The thing is, as petty as it is, if they ain't checking your ID to see if you're local, it don't mean shit. Like, Vegas needs to do a lot more for locals. And they got to stop doing deals with, like I said, steakhouses and casinos and start doing deals with mom and pop pizza shops. Puck all the way up the low boards through neutral. Carlson loses it. Nope, he got it up the boards, right back out. Carlson again. Dumps it in again. Vegas looks like they're going for a change. Detroit resets behind Gibson. Cop making his way out. I keep 18-8. See, that's the thing, because that's Sherrod. Sherrod is 8. Cop is 18. I'll get this shit eventually, man. You know I don't. I know my Knights. I don't know the other guys as well. Oh, speaking of which, who are we watching tomorrow? Mammoth and the Maple Leafs. We might have to jump on Mammoth and the Maple Leafs. Blues, Capitals, Blue Jackets, Flames, Blackhawks, Canucks, and the Sharks and the Kraken. I'm kind of curious mainly because the Kraken and the Sharks are who we need to focus. We need to focus on them more than the Mammoth and the Maple Leafs. But, well, actually, Mammoth, I think that's going to be a good game. Maple Leafs are 7-5-1. Mammoth are 9-4-0. Very surprised by Utah. They're doing well. We'll see that how long that holds up. But I think we'll do that. So maybe Mammoth and the Maple Leafs tomorrow at 4. If I think about it, I'll get it set up so that it's up, like, ready to go for tomorrow. Pretty sure I've already set up. We might have actually watched Mammoth and Toronto play. Maybe we watched Buffalo. Anyway, let's get through this one. Come on, volume. I didn't realize Sissons has 700 games. Like, I knew he wasn't a new cat, but I didn't realize he was fucking, like, grizzled veteran at this point. Still waiting on puck drop. Man, this feed was the good feed. Now it's way the hell behind. All right. Puck behind Schmidt, and that's an icing. 13:36. Are we that far behind? Holy shit. Okay, I found a feed that's a little bit better. Not a whole lot, but we get to skip ahead in time a touch. About 45 seconds, probably. Barbashev up the low wall. Stopped in neutral. Detroit resetting. 13 minutes on the clock. Let's see. Detroit up the high boards. They get to neutral. Carried in and separated from the puck. Again, physical. Lazon takes the high road all the way down, swatted at Riley. Tries to get it back. Korzak and Hurdle just barely keeps it in. He flips it down on Gibson, who gloves it. 12:37 to go in the third. Shots are 29-19 Vegas. Try and get a little closer to exactly how far behind this feed is. $11:52. Quite a bit, but like I said, about 45 seconds, unfortunately. Shot from Hannafin, ricochets all the way back to White Cloud. Riley from behind the net. Puck down in the high corner. Vegas under pressure. Sod able to keep it in. Riley dumps it. Free is Eichel, and he misses the net. I don't know if he went off the glove of Gibson, but it did not go. It did not find the pipes. Fed back behind the net. Riley Smith trying to work his way up the corner. White Cloud feeds it to the point. Hannafin's shot goes wide. Red Wings head back the other way. Shot from the top of the low circle. Fought off to the high wall. Riley Smith will send it back to White Cloud. Vegas resetting. Neutral. Tossed up ahead. Detroit's going to come back the other way, off the high boards, across the red line, into the Vegas zone. Shot hits McNabb's stick and goes up and out of play. 11:28 to go in the third. Shots are 29-20 Vegas. Golden Knights leading 1-0. Man, okay, here we go. Let me see that again. Eichel made the move and he pushed it wide. Uh-oh. Hang on. I got a thing saying there's an error. I don't know if everything fixed itself or not. Okay. Hopefully it fixed itself. Just had a little spike of drop frames. All right, Detroit out of their own zone. Sends it all the way down, and that's going to be an icing on the Red Wings. 11.25 to go in the third. Shot still 29-20. Let's see. What are they reviewing? All right. Let's go. Face off in the Red Wing zone. Carlson gets it to the point. McNabb throws it down low off the backboards. Carlson gets it to the low corner. Back behind the net and back up the low wall. McNabb gets it down to Carlson. Still on the low boards. Carly trying to get it up high. It ends up coming out. Howden resetting behind the Vegas blue line. Marner sending it all the way back to Theodore. Golden Knights get a change. Oh, and boy decided to fall down at the worst possible time. Left Theodore with slim options. Don't tell me Sissons just got called for a trip. It's all right. I like our penalty kill. 10:22 to go in the third, and we've got a penalty on Sissons. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's get this over with. Get lucky and spring Eichel going the other way or spring Riley going the other way. Say Jack shouldn't be on the ice and he's not. Hannafin has it off the face off the glass and all the way down. Good way to start. Cedar sends it back and Wings reset. Coming into neutral, red line, into the zone. Hannafin chasing it down. Wings get it up the low board. Nope, goes back behind the net. Carlson able to get there and swing it all the way down. 30 seconds gone in the Detroit power play. Working through neutral, into the zone, up at the high circle, fed back to the point. Back down low, on the low baseline, back to the point, Cedar. Top of the low circle, going all the way across, and a great stick by Saad to send that puck in the air. Right up front, a backhand goes wide. 60 seconds gone on the man advantage for the Red Wings. Puck up the high boards. Detroit still controlling in the Vegas zone. Fed out front, good sticks between Eichel and Saad, and Eichel is able to chuck it all the way down the ice. Let's go, fellas. 9 minutes to go in the third. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Great stick trying to go the other way. Marner just a little too wrapped up and killed his momentum. Great job, though. 20 seconds on the power play. Detroit into the zone. High boards. Beating it to the high corner. I'm buffering. There we go. Down the low boards, low corner, fed out front, and Schmid gets the glove on it. Get a refresh. Oh, Schmid was ready for that backhand, but he ended up pushing it wide. 8.5 to go in the third. 9 seconds on the man advantage. Shots at 29-21 Vegas. Face off to the left of Akira Schmid. Howden on the dot. And Detroit's kicked out. Howden versus Kopp. Vegas wins it. And Theodore is able to clear it all the way back to Gibson. 3, 2, 1. Full strength hockey. Penalty kill comes through again. Backhand stopped by the stick of Theodore, goes up and out of play. 8:11 to go in the third, as it looks like we're hitting a commercial break. Stand up and stretch real quick. Oh, Haven't done that yet. Sitting in this chair, man. I got to remember to get up and stretch out my back and my legs. So we've got the Lightning, the Ducks, the Panthers, and the Islanders still to come. The combined records ain't all that impressive. Anaheim having the best record out of everybody is surprising the shit out of me. I mean, besides Detroit. All right, let's go, guys. Let's go, fellas. Face off to the left of Schmid. Won by Vegas. Barbie races up to the red line, dumps it in. Barbashev chasing it down against Cider. Cider. I think it's Cider. That'd be a great... Okay, off the stick of Theodore, out of play, face off to the center dot. That would actually be great. His name's Cider, and his first... whatever his first name is starts with an N. It would crack me up, at least. 7:53 to go in the third. Shots are 29-21 Vegas. Feeling better about getting to 30 shots finally. Hurdle on the dot. And he wins again. 15 of 16 face-off wins for Tomas Hurdle tonight. Puck in the Detroit zone. Fed back behind the goalie and up the low boards through neutral. At the blue line, it's turned over. Vegas coming back the other way. Hurdle loses it. Detroit in. Shot on. Schmid gets sent to the back wall. Theodore coming around. Hurdle just gets taken down. Puck back down low. Dude just leaned on Hurdle and took his ass out. From the low point, sent down the boards in the corner. Back up the boards, and Barbashev loses it. Detroit from the high point. Down to the high corner. Behind the net. Off the low wall. And Vegas is very much in defense mode right now. Shot hits a bunch of bodies in front of the crease. Goes to the high corner. Finally, Vegas. Dorofeyev comes away with it. Gets it to Hurdle. Hurdle will do a soft toss in, and everybody will go for a change. Detroit resetting. 6:40 to go in the third. Back in for the Red Wings. Stopped by Hannafin. Sent to the corner. Given right back to the white jerseys. Hannafin gets it back, though, off the low wall. Sod goes to the high boards. Kicks it in. Eichel chasing it down. Under pressure. He's not using his body. He's using his stick, but he comes away with it. Eichel, I got to try not to question much because he's Jack Eichel. But I wish he's such a big body. I'd wish he used it a little bit more. Very risky skate tap by Whitecloud. Almost turns it over. Ends up with a Hannafin shot from the low point. Gibson's own man knocks him over as the shot came in. And Detroit gets it clear back into the zone. Whitecloud will reset as the line goes for a change. Hannafin resetting with everybody. Back to Whitey. Up the high boards, tipped in. Carlson chasing it. Sent around, and Detroit gets there first. Cop feeds it up, and Red Wings get it into the Vegas zone from the red line. Borzak trying to get it up the high boards. I wish he would have just swatted it instead of trying to skate it. Shot on net, saved by Schmid off the hard angle from the baseline. And Lazan, I think, was trying to get Schmid to cover it. He needed to get it the hell out of there. Ball comes back in front of the crease, doesn't make its way to Gibson. Marner resets it back behind his own net, and Korzak whiffs as he tries to go up the wall. Get Ben Hutton in, sick Korzak. Howden into the zone. Lazan shot, it goes in. Trying to keep the excitement high, but the volume low. Jeremy Lazan. I remembered this time. Just a perfect feed to Howden. Howden sets up Lazon. Lazon goes right off of Gibson's right arm, right off the number 36, and just buries it. Let's go. There, gotta do something. Hang on. All right. Before we get into the announcement, are they reviewing it for an offsides? Are they really going to say that he didn't have control? There's no way. I'm sorry, in my opinion, there's no way you can say he didn't have control. That's exactly what they are going to say, but why do we have drama? Less than 5 minutes. All right, we're looking at the review. So other than that's bullshit, I don't have a whole lot to add to the conversation about what we're looking at. It's if they say that that's not having control, like, dude, what are we talking about here? Why are we looking at this for so long? Here we go. Like I said, I think that's horse shit, but to say he doesn't have control. Oops, sorry, wrong button. I am not surprised at all that that was taken away, but at least we didn't waste our time making the announcement. Son of a. It's okay. We're okay. Howden comes away with the puck. McNabb sends it deep in the high corner. Pressure on, and puck comes up to the low boards. Ooh, Carlson ends up with it, but it's lost in his skates. Eventually comes back to Theodore. He throws it into some skates. Theodore goes off the boards, and finally Vegas is headed the other way, but Howden loses it. And now back in the Vegas zone, Theodore tries to go up the low boards, comes out towards the middle. Carlson taps it over to Marner, who accidentally sends it deeper into his own zone. Damn it. 4.25 to go in the third. Puck on the low boards of the Vegas zone. Carlson comes away with it. Theodore has it. He goes up, and Marner does not get it out. Can we please get the puck out of the zone? Please? We keep throwing it back into the zone. Can we please just get it across the blue line? Shot hits McNabb's skate. Puck caught and dropped. Finney gets the puck stolen by Carlson. He made a great play right there, but lost it. And Vegas still can't get clear. McNabb finally tries to, and he does. We need a very quick change here. And we got it. Up the low boards. Hit something. Yeah, of course we hit a stanchion when we're finally trying to clear it. Puck comes back in. Schmid from behind his own net feeds it to Hannafin, Eichel, and Riley Smith can't get past the red line. Vegas. Boys, there we go. Saad chases it in from the Riley dump. Interesting wording. Big shot fought off by Gibson. Riley Smith had a very good look from the top slot. Chased all the way in, and Detroit has it in the Vegas zone to the point, but it's missed. Saad hauling ass. Trying, and he stopped by Gibson. He tries to send another from an awkward baseline angle, and Gibson's able to cover it up. That bastard is playing really good goaltender. The hell's his problem? I wish Saad would have carried that for another step and tried to go over the pad instead of 5-hole, but hey, I've never lost a game from this seat right here. Commercial break. Let's check in on the other game. I forgot about Tampa, Colorado. This game got too good. I totally forgot about it. So what happened? What, 5-3 Colorado, I'm thinking? Ducks are up 5-3 on the Panthers, 7.5 to go in the third. Kings, 1-0 over the Jets, 12.5 to go in the third. I always expect Winnipeg and LA to be a good game. I don't expect it to be 1-0. Very curious to actually rewatch that game. I might do that later tomorrow. What games was I looking for? Here we go. Avalanche beat the Lightning 3-2. So didn't miss overtime there. That's good. All these games are winding down. Got about 3 minutes to go in this one. And then again, 4 o'clock tomorrow. The Mammoth and the damn, I still have a lisp when I say Mammoth. I don't know why. And the Maple Leafs. So that's 4 o'clock tomorrow. And then Vegas, I don't think we play till Friday. No, we play Tampa on Thursday. What game did I see us playing Friday at 1 o'clock? Oh, that's not till Thanksgiving weekend. Good grief. All right. Well, I lied to you, Jesus. I'm not drinking at 1 o'clock on Friday. That's not for a couple weeks. I'm a moron. I forgot that I was looking at the full schedule. Vegas wins it. Eichel towards the net. Gibson can't cover it up after he makes the save. Riley gets it behind the net. Eichel goes off the back of the net trying to center it, and Detroit's able to save themselves. 2:20 to go in the third. Eichel sends it back across neutral, and the puck goes up and out of play. Shots are 33-24 Vegas with 2.25 to go in the third. Damn, dude, Riley had it. It was an air puck that just didn't hit the stick right. Again, the only reason he got traded away was because he just couldn't bury the opportunities when he had them. And if he made 10% of the wide open chances he had, he would have never been sent away. So now he's got to do it again so it doesn't happen again. We need Riley Smith to start making these shots. Get ready for Gibson to be getting pulled any second now. Detroit into the zone, but sent right back the other way. A little close to being premature. Detroit in. Howden struggling with it on the low boards. Carlson can't get it. Good stick by Marner. Puck dumped into the high corner, battling for it. Detroit gets it up to the low boards. Howden racing is able to punch it out from neutral. Detroit getting it back up, and who's that? McNabb goes off the boards and out. Minute 20. All the way across neutral. Vegas blue line goes back into neutral. Howden sends it back further. Detroit resetting again as Vegas gets a change. Wings in. High boards, high point, midpoint, towards the net. Bouncing puck goes to the low corner. And it is not cleared. A good play for Detroit to knock that down. I think that was Sider that just made a great play for the Red Wings, but Vegas is able to get it clear. 45 seconds left on the clock. Empty net for the Red Wings, and it gets a little bit too excited. Shot. It's in there, and it goes wide, but it's not an icing. 30 seconds after a couple of close calls. On the empty net, puck all the way around to the low boards, low corner. Hannafin fighting, Eichel there to help. Puck comes up the low boards all the way to the point. Shot goes on net, and it goes wide. Puck back towards the net. 10 seconds left on the clock. We need to get it clear. It gets to Riley Smith, and it's out into neutral. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Akira Schmid gets the shutout. Bringing bank to Trevor and Jesus. Let's go. You know what? We're setting off the goal alarm. That was massive. What a victory for Akira Schmid getting on, like, dude, he got so much help for the first time in a long time. And look what that boy is able to do. When he's got a defense in front of him, he is a brick wall. What a performance. First star for Akira Schmid. Second star going to Ivan Barbashev. Third star, you could pick anybody. The boys looked fantastic. Shout out, Trevor. Good shit, dude. Good call. Let's see the Guillemot's away the flag right. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Chance. I love it. I have 3 pop figures. 2 are given to me as a gift. 1 I bought. The only one I bought is Chance, the Gila Monster. Dude, I am just a happy cat right now. What a performance, man. I was worried about us having such a long break. And sure enough, Vegas comes in to say, no. Don't worry about it. We ain't here to fuck this one up. There you go, Barbie, and then Sod. Sod was one of the assists. Perfect. Really wish Lazam would have been on there for his goal, but it's all right. I like the kid. Dude, what a game. I hate these nail biters, but man, are they fun or what? Like, I always say, when the Knights play good hockey, is the Knights winning 6-0. When any other team plays, I don't mind it being a 1-0 game. But man, I really start chewing my fingernails when it gets down to the third period that close, especially when we miss a couple of open net opportunities. But the boys look good. Hannafin being, they need to sit Caden Korzak and play Ben Hutton. I don't know why they have this wild hair up their ass to play Caden Korzak. I like the kid. He has his moments, but he is not the better defenseman. He is not big enough to put in over Ben Hutton. I'm sorry. He's weak on the boards. He doesn't have a great sense of the puck, especially when his chin's up. He whiffs on passes and shots way too much. Would love to see him get better, but Ben Hutton needs to be in. The addition to Hannafin was obvious. The speed, the shots actually getting through to the goalie. White Cloud and McNabb played their asses off. Theodore had a great game, minus a couple of dumb passes. And then our lines just, at first, we were just kind of feeling out the game. Second period hit, we went into attack mode and just started launching at these dudes. And then carried it into the third period, playing heavy on the board, stop relying on reaching in with the stick, and just step into them, separate them from the puck. And yeah, that's exactly what we got. So that was awesome, man. What a fun night of hockey. So to go into the plan for the next couple of days, let's see, Sportsbook account would have only had 1,000 if Detroit came back and won. God damn, my man. There you go, Trevor. That's a good night's sleep right there. Get yourself a little bottle of bourbon and have some fun, my man. That is sick. That's great. And I know the Jesus won, so he's got a little beer money for the next game too. That's that extra little chef's kiss, man. Vegas wins in a tight game and the boys make some money. How do you not love that, right? So tomorrow, 4:00, Mammoth and the Maple Leafs. I'd expect that game to be pretty fun. I'd expect a little more scoring than tonight, but I'd expect that to be just as exciting. And then Thursday at 7, Golden Knights in Tampa. So we've got some games this weekend. Or this week. And then Saturday we play the Ducks. Nice little home stretch for Vegas. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll pop in, see some good hockey, have some more fun. And then Thursday, we might even crack open a couple of beers on Thursday versus Tampa. Just because I know Tampa's going to push my buttons. Bastards. But let's see. Hey, real quick before we go, let's take a little look at the other two games that have been going. See if anything's going to change over there anytime soon. So far, let's see. Holy Ducks are beating the Panthers 7-3 with 1:45 to go in the third. And the Ducks just went on a power play. The Ducks have been on a power play. So that means Panthers getting pissy and getting a little dirty. So that's going great. And then with 8:30 to go in the third, Kings and the Jets still 1-0. Kings on a power play. Only goal coming from Adrian Kempe. So Halibucks gives up one, and I'm guessing Kemper's got to be in net against Winnipeg, right? Yeah. So Kemper's stonewalling them. Shots of 21-18, so it's not a very active game. This one was a lot more active one way, but not very active game. But yeah, the Ducks and the Panthers, there were 7 goals off of 38 shots in that one. Unreal. And that was both teams combined. They got 7 off 32 shots. Dostal's going to take a hit with this one. But all right, guys, that's it for me. Again, 4:00 tomorrow for Mammoth and Toronto. And then we're back on Thursday at 7:00 for Vegas and Tampa. So hope to see y'all then. Thanks for hanging out with me. Trevor, congratulations, bro. Good shit on the win. But Jesus, good shit on the win. Appreciate y'all hanging out. See you around, buddy.